That's right.
What's
It's one of those, I got all these dates, but I'm still going to sit down with my older brother.
That's right. You're going to hang out with Eric Clary on StreamYard, by God. Those big-titted redheads can wait, damn it.
Exactly. Oh, they got shit going on. Fuck them. We got shit going on even more.
Yeah. I was kind of perplexed and torn because I had done this motorcycle. Well, yeah, that's right. You, me, and Vince all ride motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And the little one, he doesn't ride motorcycle. He's on his tricycle and still got his training wheels. But I had a friend and fan come all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's in the military, and there's a military base in the center of Wisconsin called Tomah, Wisconsin. And then he says, "Oh, are you nearby?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Well, you want to have dinner in Tomah?" I'm like, "Oh, that's a long drive, a lot of deer on." He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I got to fly out of La Crosse." I'm like, "Wait, you fly out of La Crosse?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's an hour even closer. Like, let's just meet in La Crosse." So I went down there, and it's 3 hours down, 3 hours back. And dude, I don't know about you, but I'm getting old. Like, I came back and I'm like, I'm going to go to the cigar lounge. I'm going to hit the gym. And I got back. I'm like, I'm doing jack fuck all shit. I didn't even feel like playing video games. Like, yeah, Rob's around. Let's have Rob come on.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it was just kind of funny when you hit me up, because you're just like, "Hey, you want to do one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Let's do this."
Well, do you have a date later on tonight? Because you're what, Mountain Time? So it's not that late out there.
No, it's only like 7:45 right now, but at 10 o'clock my time. So I don't know. Are you 2 hours ahead of me? What time is it there where you're at?
No, it's 8:40 here. I'm only an hour. Yeah, you're
like
Mountain, right?
Yeah. I'm Mountain, so you're Central. Okay. So at 11 o'clock your time, I'm doing the Red Evening with Jack Napier.
Oh, Jack, you're on Jack's show.
Yeah.
Hang on. Damn it, what I got to do, I got a Microsoft text document, just notepad, podcast I want to listen to. I got to add him because a lot of these podcasts either went away or they just suck. Jack Napier. What was he, Dutch or something? I could never get his accent down.
Yes.
All right, he's Dutch.
Yep.
There's Burger
Well,
Cream.
while you're doing that, I'm going to throw this. I'm going to tweet this out to people, see if I can get some of my new followers to come over here and say hi on the show.
Yeah, let's maybe I'm just sending invites to different people. I know it's completely wrong. I'll send it to Jack if Jack's online.
Yeah, I don't know if he's up yet or not.
Where is he? Oh, that's right. He's in Belgium. I'm sorry. He's over in Europe.
It's like dark 30 over there right now.
Yeah. What's his name? The guy with the glasses wears a robe. You guys had him on. Why can't I think of his name now?
Guy with the glasses. Japan. Oh, you're thinking of John. Yeah,
John, yes.
John.
John.
He's over in Japan. It's probably, well, that son of a bitch would probably be up right now.
He might. Although he's in, I think he's in Florida now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's at Disney World. Well, he's like, "Hey, do you want a podcast?" And we're trying to match up our schedules. And he's like, "Oh, but I'm flying over, so I'll be back." So then, and then all of a sudden he's in Florida. I'm like, "Dude, stay in one fucking hemisphere at least." God. I'm like, "Oh, I'm this time. No, that time. No, I'm up. No, you're asleep." I'm like, "What? Just stay still. Damn you."
No kidding.
I'm going to see if I can't get John Steele on.
That'd be cool.
Busy. He's This is, by the way, to the listening audience, this is really just me and Rob killing time here. What the fuck was my password? Jesus Christ, I can't remember my password. Is that my password? That was my password. He's always good to have on when you want people to yell at.
Well, and he's got that radio voice.
Oh, God. I've told him he should do voice work. He's just got like that. He could play a villain. He could play the old croggedy wise man.
Every time I've ever heard him on your show, I start thinking of that guy that used to do the commercials, in a world gone completely mad. And I start thinking of John, and it's like, oh, God, he'd do a great one doing that one.
He could. He's got it. It's one of those things where, everybody else can see it. For the longest time, people said I should like go into theater acting or something like that. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're not going to make no fucking money. One of the first successes I've ever had was I was a ballroom dancer truck. Oh, yeah, he's great at dancing. He sings, he dances, he juggles. It's the amazing Aaron Clary. Fuck his degree and his fine. No, hey, he can ride a unicycle and wear a fez. Oh, my God, here's 1 billion followers. So... yeah, I sent some invites out. So we sent invites out to Jack, John, Elkins. You sent one to Dr. David Perodin.
Oh God, yeah, dude. We could just, it would be a regular fucking party up in here.
It would be. You know what's funny is as you get older, the nerdy, more cerebral guys, we actually do throw the better parties.
Absolutely.
And I'm not just saying that like, oh, you're a nerd now, or we want to feel. No, I remember, when you're young, you go to where did you grow up?
Salt Lake.
Okay, so were you in the major metro, or were you just around Salt Lake, or out in the boonies, or what?
The area I live in, it's called West Valley.
All right.
And West Valley is actually the biggest city in the metro, downtown, whatever you want to call it. It is actually bigger than Salt Lake City proper.
All right.
And it's like 10 minutes from downtown. So,
okay, so you grew up in the metro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. See, I grew up in Milwaukee metro, but then my senior year in high school, my parents, for whatever fucking reason, thought it'd be a great idea to move to a town where there were less people in the town than there were in my high school. So we went from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Amory, Wisconsin, from whatever the Milwaukee population was to 2,000 people. And I remember the parties with what they said, do you want to go to a party? And I'm like, okay, sure. And it's wintertime. And I'm thinking it would be indoors because it gets cold in Wisconsin.
You think?
So as if we're not far out enough already, Atham, look up Amory, Wisconsin, see how freaking far we are already from it. Just, you're in the middle of nowhere. We go further into the interior of Wisconsin and there's nothing, just nothing. So we literally get off the road and now we're driving on a dirt road into what I think is a farmer field. I can't tell because it snows all over and it's night. And off in the distance, you see like this orange glow and it's getting brighter and brighter. And then you start making out silhouettes and it kind of looks like native warring Indian tribes dancing to the fire god. And I pull up and it's about the same thing, except they have trucks and it's Wisconsinites. And so everyone's got their truck around this bonfire. They're burning tires. They're burning, I mean, for fuck's sake. And every truck has like a keg in the back and you tap it and everyone's freezing and they're getting by the fire and breathing in the fumes and they're like drinking their thing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? How is this a fucking party? Are you having fun? I'm like, no, but let's go indoors. What is this? And not that I was like some pampered lily ass, but I'm like, we're breathing in fumes. It's cold. I don't drink beer. And that was the party back in the days. That's what the cool kids did. See, Rob, they were cool because they had big trucks with big jacked up tires. That's the thing to be cool in Wisconsin. And now I think they're all pregnant. They all live in trailers. They probably have grandkids by this age.
Oh yeah,
none of them have left the town. and then I get older and like throw these the party we're going to have at the end of September. Yeah, this is going to blow the fucking water out of any college party because the old guys, the smart people, you get there. We just have better parties. It's just true.
Absolutely. No, it's the party you just described from back in the day sounds pretty much like a lot of Salt Lake parties too. It's we burned the tires and froze our asses off. And the first time I went to one, when they're like, dude, you need to come with us. We're going to go to this party up Butterfield Canyon. And I'm like, okay. So, we all pile in the car and go. And I'm sitting like in between some people. Mm-hmm. And they did the same thing like what you were saying, drove me clear the fuck out in the middle of nowhere. And I started actually getting paranoid, like thinking, there's not a party out here. They're going to bury me out here. And the thing is, no one would have ever found me either. Because we ended up in the middle of nowhere. And it was the same thing, breathing in tire rubber fumes and
Mhm.
and pallets, wood pallets,
yeah,
burning
pallets,
the nails
yeah.
and all that stupid shit.
Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I've used pallets before. That I used in my wood burning stove. Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to raise bacon, but bacon doesn't use the. He doesn't. I don't think I have him on Facebook or anything. No, pallets make great firewood, especially kindling. And there
Yeah.
used to be a. I could give away my secret now. I could give away my secret because I used to have a good source of free dry lumber, and all you had to do was it was 6x6 lumber, and all you do is you stack it up. You cut it once with the chainsaw, cut twice. It was the perfect burning wood, and it was the Lumber Liquidators. And they were a flooring company. So anytime there's a flooring company, because flooring weighs a lot, their spacer wood to keep basically they needed super pallets, little 2x4 pallets wouldn't work. So they had these super pallets and they're untreated wood and they're straight and it was wonderful. And we just load up the truck and I go back and cut through and like 2 truckloads would be enough for winter. And free wood. If you want to pay for a cord of wood, you got to pay it. But the pallets are perfectly fine firewood.
Yeah. Oh, hey, bacon's in the chat.
Okay, hang on. Let's get bacon. I'm here for a few, Nick. No trains nearby. Bacon, friend me on Twitter. Are you on Twitter? I know there's a delay.
I know he was on Twitter, but I
did he get kicked off?
That's what I'm wondering. If he's like in Twitter jail or something.
Doc's here.
Hey,
what's up, Doc?
I'm trying to get my audio, but he's getting feedback.
He's older than all of us. See, he doesn't have his headphones. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
He's actually my age, Aaron.
God, do people live that? There's 2 of you alive?
I'll tell you what. The rate I'm going, I'm surprised.
All right,
I'm still here.
that makes sense. There we go.
There you go. Hey, center your mic, Doc. We only got like half your face. There you go. Oh, look at that coiffed hair. You just get out of the shower or something?
No.
No.
I just got done doing my fantasy football draft for league number 2.
Oh, what do you win in that?
Nothing. Just
okay.
bragging rights. So.
Bragging rights. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how you been, Doc?
I've been good.
Good.
Enjoying retirement. This is a time of year I'd usually be going back to work. Doing professional development for teachers. Not doing it. Biking, chopping firewood.
When did you actually retire?
June 10th.
Oh, you've been retired for a bit then.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you immediately went to selling books and everything. So you haven't just been sipping margaritas and playing pickup sticks.
Yeah, no, not at all. Pushing my book this summer.
You wrote a book?
Yeah. No. We're doing well. Hey, jumped up today in Amazon rankings. Someone bought it. So, but yeah, doing the book, cutting firewood, doing stuff like that. It's good. It's good stuff.
You got what? A bunch of hickory?
No, oak.
Oh, it was oak. Okay,
oak and a little cherry.
That's good. See, everybody listening is like, why are these guys talking about wood? Wait till you guys are living in Wisconsin. It is key. It is. This is so vital and key.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't start until later in the year, and I wised up after we had 30 degrees below zero last January. So I'm cutting wood now and putting it in basement, dried out.
Yeah. Well, you always didn't you already always have like a cord or a stack in reserve?
Yeah, I did. But now I'm going kind of 9-10 cords. So
10. Wait, how much do you burn in a year?
Well, between 8 and 9. So usually
you burn 8 to 9 cords. How many fireplaces you got?
It's like my primary source. Get this. They rebuilt my chimney this week because my chimney started to collapse. So, that was something.
Did it set you back a lot or what?
Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but the house is 40 years old and it's just kind of natural thawing and freezing in Wisconsin. But I was cleaning out the gutters earlier in spring. I'm like, what the hell? A couple bricks out of the back. So got a hold of the chimney guys and they're like, yep, whole thing's got to come down. So took pictures of it. I checked it out. Yeah. It worked itself. It's good now. It's really did a nice job.
Well, well, maybe I won't have to worry about it because I don't think I'm going to live 40 years, but I'm building a wood fireplace.
Oh,
In my new
nice.
house. Yeah, and it's going to be top and bottom, so it'll be in the downstairs and the upstairs. And DT's got one just like it because I think a pellet is in his upstairs, so he's got a double floor fireplace at his house. So we're going to go to war. It's basically going to be the Soviet versus the Americans, and you'll be, I don't know, the Americans version 2.0 because we're going to have a wood race and fire because I'm going to have a double fireplace. When you move out to South Dakota, you'll probably have a fireplace. But the problem I'm running into, it's like they don't believe me when I say it, or maybe they don't hear the word wood burning when I talk to the contractors. Like, oh, so you want a fireplace? Gas? No, wood. Electric? No, wood. Wait, what are you electric and gas? No. Listen to me one more time. When the economy collapses and there's no fucking gas or electricity, I want the goddamn wood. You want a wood fire? Oh, that's going to be expensive. I just build the goddamn thing.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah. And you talk about cutting wood, and drying wood. It's so foreign to people to get that, so you dry it in your house. I'm like, yeah, I have a place in the basement. So how does that work? I'm like, it just sits there for like a year and it dries out.
You take the hair dryer and you blast it.
Start there. I mean, things are wet and then they're not wet anymore. That's how, but yeah. And then people are like, oh, that must be a lot of ash. I'm like, not really. And I have plenty of land and back me to dump ash and spread it out. It's not that big of a problem. Not running a crematorium here.
No. I thank God John Steele's not here. He would have made a joke about that. If he's listening, he's right now he's saying, damn it, I wasn't there. I could have made a joke about it. I was at my place for 13 or 12 years. No, 12 years. And had a wood burning stove for 11. And I just take the ash and dump it out. And we're talking, I don't know how many cords of wood, but the hill didn't change the shape. You really do reduce it down. Like you could take a log, that big, and there's maybe a little bit of ash by the end of it, but it's not like there's this pyre of ash sitting in your backyard. And where do you put the ash? And that's your main source of heat.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, everything works fine, house is well insulated. So, but yeah, I love it. Grew up in a house that had a wood burning fireplace, and I just wouldn't be without it. It's, as it's from cutting the wood to stacking, splitting, stacking the wood. It's just all a process, a Zen process, and burning. It's self-sufficient. Hey, I just got done today detailing out our 2008 Impala. So, 11-year-old car, but it took me 20 hours. And now, obviously, part of that's because I'm old and I'm not that speedy.
Well, what when you say detailing the engine or what?
Yeah,
just
no. Interior, exterior. Okay. So, going through everything. And, I'm taking my time too, but stripping everything down to the clay bar on the outside of the car, a couple of clay bars, putting on the first coat of wax, putting on the second coat of wax and putting a sealant over that. And you can make things last, right? So the car's got 95,000 miles, we've had it forever, keep it going. But I got done with that. And I'm thinking, how many people put the time into stuff like that? I did it because I love it. It's being outside, park the car on the grass and just work for a day, just work on the, work on each door panel, do a little touch up on the paint, stuff like that. But yeah, that's a lost art, right? Didn't you guys do that when you were young? I guess
my cars were so shitty and rusty. I didn't have,
okay.
I've only had one car that I still have to this day. And it's my nice car. And that I wouldn't say baby, but I go through with the vacuum the leaves out from where the door hinges are, because those can get wet and rust out. Yeah. I've never detailed the engine, but I put coats of wax on it, wax it every summer, and at the end of every summer. I keep it in really good shape, but I think the cars I buy are already pre-dented. I get my cars pre-dented. Like the jeans got the holes in them. I go to the used lot where they have the salvage vehicles. I never told you this, Doc.
Yeah, no. You did. Okay. You did, yeah.
So there's really no reason to like, because it's a rollover accident or a hail damaged car. It's like, I don't need it. It really needs details. But I do understand all the
feeling the dents.
yeah. But what I do like is like working on the vehicle, like the engines and all that.
Yeah.
And that I'm looking forward to because I'm going to have a garage. And yeah, I know it sounds weird, but when you retire, just wrenching on shit or splitting wood or whatever. And yeah, I could totally see it. It'd just be wonderful.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah. It you know, just take your time doing it. And I got in some monster bike rides in the last few weeks, you know, back to back 80-mile rides, not back to back days. I mean, a couple days off in between, but yeah, get home and you don't have to worry about getting up the next morning and driving into work and having people, you know, present you with unsolvable personal problems. I mean, you know, that's really what it is, right? You know, I don't
know what you're talking about. I get the easiest questions with obvious answers. Dear asshole, I'm a single mom of 7 from 5 different fathers. How do I get rich? Oh, well, here's my book, Mother of 7 Kids with 5 different fathers, How to Get Rich, available at Amazon.com. But I have no idea. But
I noticed you had Cindy on Morales.
Cindy?
Morales. Who co-hosted the lady that co-hosted one of your
he's talking about Mary Jo.
Mary Jo.
Oh, Mary Jo. Oh, she did a video. She wasn't on the pot. Yeah, she did.
Notice that one.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the hell she was talking about. I've watched that video now like 6 times and she says like hi or something. And after that, I'm just like, oh.
That's like her 3rd video, by the way. I mean, she's done others for me.
Damn.
And I've been meaning to get her in more regularly, but you know how it goes. It's just, but yeah, I don't think. And of course, it got twice the amount of regular views as in any other.
That's right.
Why not?
The IP address. That's right.
You schmoes, you. Here's the solution to world's poverty, or Mary Jo's tits. Everyone goes right to the tits. Like, never mind. Fuck the children.
Poverty? What the hell's that?
Yeah, so she's actually doing a fair amount of other work. I wouldn't say necessarily within the red pill community, but within the community. And you may be seeing her more than you think, actually. All tasteful, of course, nothing lewd or crass, but yeah, she's a good friend of mine. I really like. She's a good kid, and some guys, I'm like, oh yeah, we should have her come back on. So yeah, she came back on. I mean, it's no splitting wood. I mean, let's admit that. I mean, it's not as great as or going for long bike rides through cow pastures. Or where'd you go, Dave? If you're doing 80 miles, would you go like down in the bluff area by Baraboo or what you? Okay,
yeah, I mean, you know, so it's 40 miles out and 40 miles back. So yeah, you know, kind of head out toward there. You know, Reedsburg, that area. So it's good. You know, added in some hills. Been using the upper gears, but for my body, it's just been great. I mean, absolutely. Get off the bike, not winded at all. You know, just do whatever. Yeah, just feel great.
What
that's another part? You know, if, like you. I mean, if you can retire early, and you know, still stay active, but be out of. Again, I just think there's so much. Not think I know it right now. Just so much drama. You're dealing with, you know, everybody else's issues. You know, so once you have that removed, you can focus in on your own, you know, your own health, your own agenda, what you want to do. You know, I've been on TV shows. I was on Wisconsin Public Radio in-house in the studio. That was quite an experience. So I'm down at Wisconsin Public Radio, and it's 7th floor of this building in Madison. And I'm in the lobby. So, you know, they have to buzz you in because anytime it's like a radio station TV, it's high security because people can be angry and show up.
Sure.
So buzz me through it. I'm sitting in the lobby and, you know, and I'm listening to the show. And pretty soon they're like, you know, up next is Dr. David Prodin speaking, whatever. And so I'm like, okay. And then, like, you know, the commercials are playing. So I go up to the receptionist. I'm like, I should be in there, right? I should be in the studio because I'm on like in 30 seconds. She goes, oh my God, that's you. So she makes this call and this guy runs out and he grabs me and we're like going down this hallway and I get into the studio and it's this huge room with just like the studio set up in the middle. You know, there's like a producer and then the dude interviewing me. They sit me in a chair and the guy goes, how do pronounce your last name? I'm like, Proden. He's like, good, we're live. And I had some notes, and afterwards I get out and everybody's standing there looking at me and they're like, you did really well for this, like, should have been a total disaster, right? Because there's no prep, no whatever. And I'm like, yeah, don't ever do that to anybody again. But it was just so funny because if I wouldn't have said anything, I just would have still been out there drinking my coffee. I'm like, hey, I'm on like in 30 seconds, right? And there's no studio here, so.
I remember when I wrote my first book, Behind the Housing Crash, right? It was just starting. Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy. I called it. I'm like first to the scene. And so I went into this radio station in Nowheresville, Wisconsin. And we're going to have Aaron Clary, right? So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm going to get into the radio. And this is going to sell my book. And so we're in the rural parts of Wisconsin. And up next is author Aaron Clary coming in, but let's take a call from Joe. And since it's rural Wisconsin, everything was farm talk. Well, you see, we got to think about the farmers on this policy because bovine prices aren't exactly what they used to be, and then the cow feed and this and that and da da da. I'm like looking at the clock, tickety 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 tickety. I'm like, am I even gonna get? Well, we don't have time for our guest here today, but tune in later. I'm like, you fucking sons of bitches. And then the same thing happened more or less at AM 1280, the Patriot, which I'll mention. And it's no fault of the guys, but they bring me and this other kid in. There was another guy who worked for Wells Fargo who saw this coming. And I'm thinking, okay, here it is. This is going to be the big, this is going to get me sales. And they had this guy just rambling and rambling and rambling. And then me and the other guy had to split a minute before the show ended. And I'm like, don't you see this in the news? Maybe not to sound arrogant or cocky, but we're the guys you lead off with and you have us say our piece. You don't have, Bubba from Eau Claire, Wisconsin calling in and talking about cow farts. And then the book didn't sell. And then they made some movie called, what was it?
Was it Too Big to Fail?
No, The Big Short. That's what it was, The Big Short. I'm like, my book's a little bit better than that. Maybe, sort of. But no, I'm here hanging out, making the billions of dollars on the StreamYard.
Talking about cutting wood.
Yep, cutting wood.
Yeah, looks like you've got in some nice golfing, some of the photos you shared.
Yeah, I was out in Vegas. And they got some really nice golf courses out there. And then I just went to some piddly ones over in Bloomington. And I just took a picture of them. And to be honest, they're pretty small golf courses I'm going on. So you have to go with the one angle where you don't see all the roads and the buildings on. So it almost looks picturesque, but it's really not. But yeah, I did some golfing, but it's been playing catch up and frankly, just sitting on my ass, which I'm kind of surprised, Doc. Like, if you're retired, I mean, it sounds like you switched out one type of work for another. I mean, it's more fun work you're not dealing with, but you're still interviewing, you're still kind of hustling and shaking. Yeah.
I've got some pretty neat stuff coming up. Actually, I'm presenting to a state association of librarians on patrons who could present as threatening writing. That's kind of I've never done that before, so they contacted me and said, hey, like, you're a safety guy. I got contacted today by, I got the letter over here, handwritten letter by one of our state legislators.
Really?
And he read my book. And so I get this in the mail. I'm going through. I'm like, well, so this is actual,
it's rare. You might want to save it. It's a collector's item now.
Yeah, I'll put my name so I don't tank him during his, here's the guy. So his name's Dave also. People can triangulate that pretty fast. But yeah, he sent me a letter, said, I read your book. I'm like, okay, I didn't send him the book. There's no, but I've been on TV a lot in Milwaukee, stuff like that. And I see things the way that you see things. Can you come down to Madison? We can set up a time. We can meet at the Capitol. So I called today, gave me a cell number, call him. He's like, yeah, of course, Labor Day, I'm not gonna be around. But he said, 2 weeks. Let's find a time. I'll have you as a guest of the Capitol. You'll come down. We'll just talk about this. And, who knows where it'll go, but I'd like to take it maybe in the direction of a bill. Well, yeah, it's cool. So that's been good. And I've
Dr.
been,
Perodin bill. Oh, it passes. And
yeah,
then
the Doc P bill.
statue of your and you'd be Herculean and carrying your bike, and little kids would be around celebrating how you made them safe. I could see that. It'd be a big mural, almost a national park. We're gonna go national park on this one, not a mere statue. The statue would be at the center of the Dr. Perodin National Park of Safety, and then I think
National Park of Safety. Have to have a lot of hand railing, right?
Hey. Well, go on. I got to tell you something about these national parks you and DT like so much. But continue on about you're going to the state capital.
So yeah, so that's cool. And then I'm doing I do a lot of NDA, non-disclosure agreement work, and I'm doing work with a company out west to put together a handbook that's based upon my book, but it's a training guide, and I'm being compensated actually really well for that. I got something else cooking too. I don't know what it is. I just, my schedule just kind of plots itself out, but but it's on my own schedule, and working on the second book and just promoting this one every chance I get. So by the way, if you're out there, School of Errors, rethinking school safety in America, buy it. Come on.
Yeah. If you got kids, you want them to be safe. Are you adapting okay to retirement? Because you're almost 2 months in. You are? Okay, no problems. You don't miss anything?
No, I don't. And, I've kept busy. But people have asked me that. Yeah, my neighbor asked me that. They're moving. So they're like, hey, we're going to list the house. They've been here since we were here, 17 years. So if you're going to see a sign out there, I'm like, and actually he's telling me what they're going to sell it for. I'm like, whoa, I guess our whole neighborhood's going up in value. We're not that far outside of Madison. But yeah, I've had no problem adjusting. I think psychologically I was already retired. Not that I didn't do my job and do it well, but I was just ready to move on to other things. So
Well, now what you have the time, Rob, let me tell you about this. Okay, Rob, you're in Salt Lake City, right?
Right.
You have Desert Peak, Tule, is it the town? Tola. What's the mountain range there?
That's the Ochre Mountains.
And then on the east side is what, the Kingman Mountains, or is it Mount Kingman or what?
Well, that's part of it, but it's the Wasatch Mountains.
The Wasatch Mountains. Okay. And then there's Vernal with Dinosaur National Monument where the Green River and Yampa Rivers meet.
Yep.
You have Moab to your south, the Canyonlands and Arches. Okay. All that beauty is shit compared to the Minuteman National Monument in South Dakota. Okay. So now, I didn't believe Doc or DT. These two guys, and I thought they were a joke because you drive out to Rapid City, and on the same exit to Badlands National Park, you can go left and south and go to the Badlands, or you can go right and go to the Minuteman National Monument, which looks like a gas station. If you think it's a public work building or something.
Right.
So Doc and DT, they're like, this is the greatest thing ever. They really enjoyed it. Oh, it goes, and what it is, it's like, it's basically a harkening back to a Cold War museum, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got pictures and documents and TVs and all this old stuff from the Cold War era. And they're like, oh, did you go to that? You should stop there. I'm like, it's got to be nothing. I'm not going to go. So we're coming back. I'm like, we got time. And I had my National Parks Pass, Doc. I'm like, I'm going to save myself $25. They're not going to get me. I'm going to save myself $20. So I go there. Do they check for the pass? No, you just walk right in. Didn't even save the money. I'm like, damn it. I didn't get my money. And so I go in. There's the ranger. We could have just walked in with bombs. They wouldn't have cared. And I go in, and it's have you guys been to the Atomic Museum in Vegas?
No, I have not.
No. Go to that one instead, because they actually have some of the old, transmorgifiers or whatever the hell they make nuclear weapons of. They got the actual stuff. I'm going through. I'm like, oh, this is what I knew it was going to be. Was there a missile silo in the ground anywhere?
Well, yeah, not actually at the site. You could drive out to another site if you had a schedule in advance. That was the thing. It filled up pretty fast.
Okay.
But yeah, they would schedule 4 people in an hour, and then you could go down into the control room.
Did you do that?
No, because when I booked it, and they have such a screwy booking system. So I thought I booked my wife and I, my 2 daughters, but somehow my daughters didn't get included on the trip. It was this talking about like nuclear missiles and turning the key for launch code. The website for this thing looks like it was built by a second grader. So I'm like, I'm confirmed for 2 or 4 people, which one? And I'm calling and they don't know. So yeah, we got out there and then it was already full, and they can't make an accommodation, of course. We can't take 2 other people.
No.
I'm like, you can't, because I'm pretty sure like all the pictures, and the one guy videotaped the whole thing, but no. So we went to the main one, like, that you did. But I thought the part that stuck with me was the actual control room that they rebuilt. So they had the chair, and then they had the toilet right next to the chair, which I'm thinking that's convenient, right? For an office.
Yeah.
Right here. This is good.
They're only hiring people with really long arms.
Yeah.
What's your reach? Okay,
you could do this whole thing like right here. But yeah, I don't know. It was cool. I think when we were there, I read the review a week before, and there were some rattlesnakes like on the walking path as you go up to it. Well, it's all concrete, but as you said, I mean, it's like a gas station. You pull up and you're like, yeah, is this like self-serve? Like, what is this? Where's the pump? No,
yeah, I didn't, because I drove past it it's been there for years now, at least, and I always thought it was like the Publix work building of Kadoka.
It is. It's about as blended into the environment as you could possibly make a building that you'd want people to visit. Let's camouflage it so you don't even know it's there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that's where they keep
that up.
That's where they keep the salt for the salt trucks to keep the highway open. It really looked like that. Like, oh, it's the county building.
Yeah, the prairie dog place like across the street is better advertised than this thing. I mean, I'm like, it is. I mean, if you really look at that and think of who designed that, who picked out the color schemes and all of this and signs, I'm like, yeah.
Wouldn't it be okay? Help me out. Tell me this, guys. If you want to advertise the Minuteman National Monument, what should you have right up front and center that everybody can see?
A great big missile.
Absolutely.
Big ass missiles. Obviously, right there. They don't have to have the weaponry in them. It just needs to be the shell.
Just like, yeah, what is it? Going down to Florida. Is it on the top of the I-4 where they have one of the Atlas missiles or whatever right along the highway? And then they have a park like right there. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that makes complete sense. Everybody would catch it, but no. And they set it off from the road. And
well, it was an easy stop. I mean, it was it was no more than 20, maybe 200 yards from the highway. So I was like, yeah, we'll stop here and look at it. And we didn't. And then we stopped at a town called Puckwana, because we like to stop in little towns, and the GF likes to get a drink. And this town was dry. Yeah, we get it. It's like Puckwana. It's on the way.
Next county, if you want that.
Oh yeah, I've started memorizing Puckwana, Belvedere, Vivian, Murdo. Murdo's practically a metropolis. Kimball. Everybody in South Dakota is amazed I'm mentioning their home little towns. Okoton is a cool little town because someone bought this big building. I don't know what it was originally, and they've renovated it. So now you're in the middle of freaking nowhere, South Dakota, and there's this very nice, luxurious house just parked in the prairie, and you could just see for miles around from this house.
Nice.
Well, you guys want to do some super chats here? So,
oh God, yeah.
I know Rob's got to get going on his date with Jack. They're starting an international romantic affair, and we're very proud of you. You're brave. You're brave, Rob. Don't be ashamed. You should take pride.
We're going to be flying the rainbow flag. Yep.
Nick Schulander, $2. Hey, Cappy, how many people can StreamYard support? I think it can do 6. Rob,
It's 6. You can have 6 simultaneously, and then you might be able to have a couple parked in the the backstage or whatever the hell they call it, but it's 6 that are simultaneous.
Okay. Yeah, one of these days we're going to do that Pacific Northwest extravaganza. We'll get Nick and Bacon on. I kind of wanted to get Bacon on. Darius Thurman for $2, who donated money earlier today. Thanks, Darius. $2. Jessup Party in the Cold Tire Fire Meth Lighter. Huh?
Yikes.
Is that a lyrics from a song?
Yikes.
It's meth poetry.
I think
what you write up while you're sitting around in the cold, freezing your ass off, drinking your beer with your tire fire.
Right. Darius is maybe doing the meth lighter there a little bit.
Here, buddy.
It's Bacon Maldito for $5.56.
Bacon.
Have you guys listened to his podcast yet?
I have.
It's not
is he
bad
back
at
on
all.
Twitter? Bacon, are you back on Twitter? Because
Yeah, I got
No,
it.
he's still off Twitter.
He's
right
still
now.
off Twitter.
Okay.
All right, we'll have to get him on somehow.
Bacon Maldito.
Man, that's like gotta be a record time to get kicked off Twitter. I didn't even know he was on it. Bacon asks, what's the fastest you guys have ever driven? Broke 140 miles an hour racing someone on the freeway in a 91 Infiniti Q45 with busted driver's side. See, that's the black part of Bacon talking. Then there's the white part who'd be driving something else, but that's definitely the black part of Bacon talking. What's the fastest you've gone, Rob?
120 with a cop on my ass.
Oh.
Yeah, I was coming home from work one day. This was about a year and a half ago, and
I was thinking maybe when you were young and foolish.
No, this was me being old and foolish. So I'm going home from work, and I was doing about, I don't know, 80, 85. The speed limit where I was at, the area I was in was 70. And I look in the rear view, and there's this car, and he's not quite riding my ass, but he's pacing me. He's definitely like matching me.
Uh-huh.
But it's this blue Dodge something or other. And I'm looking, and it's like, is there a light rack on this thing? Is there lights in the grill? You know, so I'm looking at it. So I'm thinking, it's got to be a cop. And it's like, nah, I'm not seeing nothing. So I decide, well, what the hell? I'm going to hit it. So I open it up and away I go. And I start leaving him. Well, the next thing you know, there he is right back behind me. And here comes the lights. I pull over and I'm like thinking, I am dead. I'm probably going to jail. I'm going to get my car impounded because I saw the needle, pegging it.
Yeah.
And before I could even get my license and registration out of the glove box, he was already at my door. That's how quick he got out of the car. And he's just grinning at me. And I turn and I look at him and he's like, is there any legal reason you were going that fast? And I'm just like, no. I just wanted to go home. Just wanted to get home quicker. And the crazy thing was he sat there, he looked at me and he kind of chuckled and he goes, slow it down and be safe. And then walked back to his car.
That is awesome.
Let me off the fucking hook.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was going to go to jail that day.
What'd you do, Doc?
Back in high school, my friend Dwayne had a GTO judge. I would say, we're doing like 140 on a 6 mile straight road. And we had somebody up ahead, actually. So we would scan for police, so you'd see me back and say everything's clear. Well, apparently everything wasn't clear. So Dwayne and I was in it, and I think one other guy. And we're flying, and we fly past a squad car. And he sees it, okay. And what he does, instead of continuing to keep going, he locks it up. So we skid forever, and he has things like fishtailing right down the center of the road. He's doing everything he can to like not flip the car 50 times, And I'm like, dude, there's no need for that. And then he stops like right in the middle of this road, and he's just like, and so squad car comes up on us, and it's like, everybody get out. Okay, so that was back in the day. Everybody get out. We got out, and then hands in the air, hands on the vehicle, and then this family, like this house, kind of out where we stopped. They're like, "What's going on out there? Go back in the house. What's going on out there? I've right to go back in the house." So anyway, like we were fine. Like my other friend and I, and then they took the car. So they had a tow truck come out and get the car. And then we had to call someone else to come out and pick us up. I don't know. Dwayne had a court date. So I don't know. It was crazy though.
Were you driving it?
No, he was driving it.
Oh, okay. What's the fastest you've gone?
So, maybe 120. I used to take my Duster out and light it up. I had my parents' Bonneville once. I shouldn't say that. My parents' Bonneville 8-cylinder when I was in high school. We drove it so fast we broke the speedometer needle off. And then the next
Wisconsin. I just want to point out, Rob, this is Wisconsin. I don't make up these stories. This is the weird people of Wisconsin.
That was a wild car. And then my parents are like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I don't know. I was going in reverse and the needle went back and then it snapped off." Hey, get this. When I was in high school, real quick, when I was in high school, we made a video, and I think I still have it. I don't know if I had it up on YouTube, but we did this car chase, right? So were chasing each other, and we had music, Batman and Rob music. It's really cool. We had actually, it was crazy dangerous. Like, but had this
Ironically, then grows up to be Safety Doc.
yeah. But and this is the old big camcorders, right? So at one point we're going down and you can see the speed, and we're doing like 90, 95. And so we show this in class and we cut the whole thing together. This is primitive, editing VHS. And she goes, "Were you guys really going 95?" I'm like, "Oh, no. I'm like, there's a screw on the back of the speedometer, and you can set instead of 0, you can set it like at 30 or 40, and then that becomes 0, and then you just go forward from there." She's like, "Okay." And sold it in that moment. Nobody in class said anything. The one guy, Ty looks over at me like, "There's no feature like that. What the hell are you talking about?" Like, "Just quiet, dude."
Shut up, dude. There is.
Yeah. Oh God, that was fun. So now it feels weird to go fast. Like when I went out to South Dakota, I'm just not used to doing 80.
Oh God, I could. Dude, if you gave me the choice, I could fly across that state at 120. It is just so damn boring.
I guess I'm just not used to driving that. It doesn't freak me out. I'm just not used to it. Not like Rob. Like every day Rob comes home 80, 90, 100.
Sure.
It's important. It is. I have a lead foot. What can I say?
I've gotten older, but it's more because I haven't had to commute in a long time, and I don't have anywhere to be. Like, there's no hard schedule I got, so it really slows down my driving. Like, I haven't gotten a speeding ticket in like 10 or 12 years. And even I'll just avoid traffic because I don't feel like driving. So I'll be going like the speed limit, maybe 5 over. GF is always like, "Wait, go back, go." Like, employed person, just let me drive the car. Okay, I don't have to be anywhere. But dude, once I get out on that highway and I got to go all the way across South Dakota or any place in Wisconsin, it's just, I can easily do 90 or 100 but I don't because I don't want to get pulled over. But fastest I went was in Wyoming on my crotch rocket. And that was 130, 135.
Wow.
And, and it was, and it could have gone a lot faster, but the road I was on was not the highway. Because here's what's interesting. You think, oh, you're in Wyoming, you can go fast because there's no cops. Right, there's fewer cops, definitely fewer cops.
But they will hammer fuck you, the ones that are there.
No. There ain't no trees. And it's rolling mountains and hills. They can spot you 30 miles away if they're sitting on the right hill. And if you don't turn off because there ain't the roads and it's just...
It's I-80.
Yeah, I-80. Yep. I-25. And so you don't speed on the interstate because a cop 20 miles down the road could probably see you and they'll get you. So what you do is you go off on the county or the state roads, which are even more barren. And I'm just flying down this straightaway, but they're not as smooth as the interstate. And all of a sudden I'm starting to like gain air and lift off of every little bump. And I'm kind of like, okay, let's slow this down. And so that was about as fast as I went. And
wow.
And that's another thing where if you crashed, it might be a day or two before someone comes along to see you, because no one has to go to.
Well, whatever. And it might be a day or two to find all the pieces of you if you crashed at that speed too.
Right. No, there was no car, but it was like, okay, that's enough. And yeah, but no, I wish I could do it. If I could do 130 miles in a car straight to right, that would turn it into like a 5-hour drive. Oh, that'd be wonderful. It'd just be wonderful. I'm just scrolling down. Bacon Maldito for 223. Got sand up Twitter's nether regions. Will be back. Okay, so
there's your answer.
Bacon isn't there. Bacon Maldito for 762. You know what Bacon spends all of his money on?
You.
Me, yeah. That's all he spends all of his money on me. Now I know what it's like
to be a stripper.
It feels great. My name's Aranique. And shake my tush. Now I know what it's like to be Chad Elkins. People just throwing me the money. Doc, you got your book for one of my friends. You're also a sponsor along with Cappy at the Laughter at Humanity show. How are the bollards and bagels today?
Oh man. Yeah, bollards. The barriers. It's crazy. But they still put them up. They had a school, Beaver Dam. here in Wisconsin.
Played football against them. Not me personally. Some other bigger, stronger, more talented people in my class did, but we played it. Yeah.
Like a week ago, someone at night in a car, being chased by the police, crashed their vehicle into the middle school, did $500,000 in damage. So, now the talk is, should we put bollards? Should we put barriers up around the school? Because then they'll crash into the barriers and not into school. I'm like, this is crazy, right? I mean, this didn't happen during a school day. This was someone being chased. It's just if they crash in anything, you don't have to put all these bollards. But yeah, how are the bollards? It's a crazy world out there. People buying bulletproof igloos and everything like that for kids.
Igloos?
Yeah. School in Oklahoma buying these bulletproof igloos, and they put them inside of classrooms. They're like a walk-in closet.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you meant like I'm picturing a plastic toy and we all run into the igloo or something. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, bagel. Yeah. Get out there. Experience the edge of your comfort zone. And Rob, you guys, a masculine geek. Who was it? Vince we talked about the dead car battery when he was, all the things that kind of push you outside of your comfort zone. But if you just know, it's a battery, like I'll have somebody, either jump it or we'll get another battery. Things will be fine.
All right.
It's cool. You guys wrote about that in the newsletter. So yeah, people are really receptive. They're school board members are kind of saying, hey, like, we're glad we got your book. And like, this is what we think. And now we're going to take this forward instead of just letting our district puke out money on all of this crazy stuff. I mean,
you could have saved. I mean, over the course of the life, if people even heed you, Doc, you will have saved the American taxpayer multiple billions of dollars. That's pretty huge. I mean, you want to talk about a huge economic effect for one man. You're talking it right. That's pretty cool.
It is cool. When I was on PBS on July 3rd, that was the most viewed episode in like the last 65. And it's still getting a lot of views today. And then they're going to syndicate it out in fall. And that's when I talk about all this stuff. You don't need to spend all $3 billion a year on school safety, because a lot of it is just garbage, fences, surveillance, and things like that. It just doesn't make you safer. So, and then you end up just ruining kids' lives too. All the surveillance, you kill reconnaissance. Hey, you talk about reconnaissance man, air in your book. It's so true. You need to get out and you need to experience things. Experiencing the world is a way to get, safer, where your comfort zone is, what's over the next hill. We're not letting kids do that anymore. So yeah, the book is great though. I mean, people from all over are contacting me. And I don't know if Cappy, you have this happen too. People will send me a picture of themselves in the book in some setting. Like, here's me at a campsite reading your book in Tennessee. I'm like, thanks, stranger.
What's the coolest picture you've got in your book at a setting? Because yes, I have, but I bet you I have the coolest setting ever.
Somebody was out in a canoe in the middle of a lake, and so they set the camera so you could see them in the canoe and then kind of the background, and it was starting sunset. It was really a cool photo. But yeah, like a lake. I think it's in Michigan.
Okay, you guys know where Sad Hill Cemetery is?
Nope.
I guarantee you know what Sad Hill Cemetery is. Mexican standoff. Archer Stanton. Guys see the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Are you serious? That's where it was?
You guys have never seen the good, the bad, and the ugly?
No, I've seen it. It's been a while.
The final shootout at that cemetery, that's in
where it
Spain.
was.
The guy went there. They've kept it as like kind of a park in Spain, and the guy's got a picture of Worthless with Sad Hill Cemetery in the background.
Oh man,
his name's Tony. I've never met him, but God bless him, a good Spaniard. And I'm like, that is so fucking cool. Like, it's in Sad Hill Cemetery. So
that is way cool.
Yeah.
Well, it makes me now listening to you guys swapping stories of random pictures that are cool from, different people who bought the book. Now I want to write a book because I've been thinking while I've been listening to you guys, and it's like, what would be the cool picture that I would get that I would just like love? And it would be my book on a stripper's ass with like a line of white powder right off the cheek or something. Like that. That would be so cool. So that's what I want.
I won't lie. I do have some female fans that have sent me risque pictures with the books, and invites that I have free lodging in certain parts of the country.
They gave you a room number and everything, huh?
Well, it'd be helpful if they didn't live in like boring ass places that I don't want to visit. Like, hey, I'm in Denver or I'm in Moab. And Moab's so expensive and pricey. I might even take a old baby boomer woman. It's like, well, $320 a night, or I just show up at this lady's place. Well, maybe might be worth it. Oh God. Oh, speaking of your Taurus and getting used to it, you guys know Vince, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've looked at the map, Rob, but you, me, and who's the other not short, young guy?
TJ.
TJ, thank you. That kid.
Christ. Who's the young prepubescent guy that talks to you guys?
Filbert, Steve, Frank, what's your name? Who are you? Damn you. If you look at the map, we're getting really out of our Taurus, but Vince, he don't wander too far away. Like when he was talking about his motorcycle ride he did, and I think he was giving me guff because like, oh, come on, you got to come out here. Da, da, da. I think I drew a map. I'm like, where Vince has gone on his motorcycle to visit, and there's like a little dot in New Jersey where Aaron has gone. And I did the Google route that's 3,000 miles and all. So I think we're going to have to bust Vince's balls about his Taurus. We're going to have to get him like a bigger bagel or something. Yeah.
No, I fully intend to give him a little bit of shit about his motorcycle riding as far as, dude, you need to expand how far you go. Going 20, 30, 50 miles a day, and that's not going to cut it.
That's pretty good. Well, he's got a job. He's got to go.
Well, so do I, but Christ almighty, I've rode more than that.
Yeah, well, just give him time, I mean, it's different out there. I mean, Florida's pretty dangerous to drive in because of the traffic and the old people. In Jersey, I can't imagine is that safe. It's not like you're in Utah or anything like that where it's
because it's so safe here too.
Well, once you get out of Salt Lake,
fast, I outrun motherfuckers so that they can't hit me.
Bacon Maldito for 30-8 or 308. Sorry. Back to dodging incompetence on wheels. Cheers. I guess he has to go back to. Oh, he Ubers. That's right. I forget he Ubers. Yeah. Nick Shoelaner's like, where's Mary Jo? She's not here. Speaking of which, girls, I was going to models my books. Darius Thurman, $2 from Darius Thurman's. Doc, any advice on the trans issue at the public school? Don't get yourself in trouble, Doc.
Yeah, well, I'm teaching my superintendent law class this fall, so it starts in 2 weeks, and we cover that. The interface of schools and transgender students. And one of the things I think that people don't realize is it's really up to the schools on how they respond to their students. So just know that it's a local decision. States are giving little guidance on this, and the feds give little guidance. So
kind of what, harassment against trans or something like that, or
harassment or access to sports.
I guess that is an issue.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, though. It's every district has to kind of field that on their own. So I guess be patient with your district as they try to figure that out, because the states and feds are giving them no help whatsoever.
Nonstop Dre 360 $1.99 says, evening, gents. Here's some money for the house fund. Thank you, the house fund. So, Doc, did you know that I got rid of my builder?
No.
Yeah, they gave me the only quotes they were giving me were for like the general contractor. It wasn't for materials or anything. So the past month and a half, I've been operating on a completely short budget. So now it's back to the drawing board. And,
oh boy.
So yeah, the goal is to not have a mortgage. But Nonstop Dre $1.99. Your thoughts on the song "Truth Hurts" lyrics? Anyone know "Truth Hurts"?
Nope.
Yes, it does.
Truth Hurts lyrics. Is this one of these young people that TJ listens to?
Yeah, TJ, that's his crowd.
Lizzo. Who's Lizzo?
That sounds like a TJ group.
I don't.
It's a gal from the. I don't know. It's a young black lady. Oh, geez. Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know what she could do as a side job of singing? Like if her singing career ever ends, she could probably stand and be one of those missile silos out in South Dakota. Kind of a very large Rubenesque woman. Bacon
I don't know
melt.
anything about her. No.
Yeah. Well, do we know anything about any modern day singers today?
No. There's nothing worth knowing for the most
There
part.
really isn't. Yeah. Remember when Jessica Alba was all the rage and now she's over 30? Oh, that was funny when she had political opinions and now no one listens. All right, Bacon Maldito for $3.57. One, is Doc or Rob on Fitbit?
No.
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 Doc, you should go on Fitbit. You dominate. You beat everyone. And then two, pancakes versus waffles. Well, the obvious answer is pancakes.
It is pancakes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I'm going to be the
actual
voice of
truth.
dissent. It's waffles.
Well, okay, you go down to Waffle House in Florida and get shot or contract tuberculosis or whatever that is.
Type of pulse.
Dave, $10 from Dave B, and he has nothing to say.
Oh my God.
Just
That's
free
awesome.
money.
That's great.
That's
Hey,
thank you, buddy. Thank
all
you.
the money really does go into the house fund. Okay, maybe I get Poke Bowl every once in a while. $1.99 from Nonstop Dre. What do you think is the meaning of life? To enjoy your family, friends, and loved ones.
Do what
And
you
then
want.
die. Yeah. Like, be a 46-year-old man and drive 120 miles an hour with a cop on your ass.
Hey, you only live once. And like
Yeah.
I said, I didn't end up in jail or nothing. Not even a warning.
Yeah, but you could have easily ended up in jail.
Easily. That's where I thought I was going. I thought, well, I'm going to lose my job and all that shit. And my life flashed before my eyes. And then he's like, slow down. See you later.
Here's a good one, Rob. I'm curious on this. Who would win in a fight to the death, Cappy or Rob?
Me.
You.
Old age and
I would-
treachery
yeah,
will beat
and
me
anger.
with stamina.
Yeah. He would beat me. Plus, I can't hit that low. Like fighting. The Lilliputians got Gulliver. They got Gulliver, man. They strapped him down. Just couldn't get him. Just getting it too fast. StreamYard is great. Yes, it is. Scrolling. And I want to make sure I don't miss any donations because I feel bad if we do.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. We're done with that. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on. I just wanted to chill out and relax, but I'm glad I got to talk to you guys.
Yeah, this was nice.
Yeah.
And
short one.
yeah, I'm going to binge your podcast. I've actually taken a little break, from podcast too. So it's exciting because then I can build up a reserve and go out biking or whatever and just listen. So I'm looking forward to that. And just a shout out, to Rob, Vince, and TJ, a masculine geek. Man, you guys are so, not only the show is great, but the newsletter. I'm to the point now where Sunday, I'm like, okay, it's 12:03 and it's
You're jonesing.
and it's
where's my stinking newsletter?
Is it TJ's turn to send it out? What the hell's he doing?
No, it's Vince sends it out every time. So
right.
if there's a discrepancy in the delivery, you need to take that up with him.
No, it's good. But this is a newsletter. It's 10 to 12 minutes and you go through and what I think it does is it just recalibrates your mind for Monday. It just resets you to okay, here's the way to look at things. And maybe it's been a wonky week for you, but here are three wise men with great perspectives and it's going to be humorous. And it's just going to set you on the right tone. I love your newsletter. It's really great. It's a good job, guys.
Thank you.
I was going to say, if you're looking for a break from podcasts, I know I do. I can't do politics all the time, and I can't hate my mother anymore. So no matter how much I listen to Stefan Molyneux, I can't. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't. But have you gotten any of these military history podcasts?
No.
It's something that you can do. And do you know how to convert a YouTube video to MP3?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, dude. Kings and Generals. Even though the guy would not take my advertising, Kings and Generals, it's great. They're short little synopsises of the greatest battles.
Okay.
Military history visualized, also military history not visualized. It's really interesting. I've just been binging on that.
Okay.
And then In Our Time.
BBC,
that's
right?
BBC. That's a real good one. And then what's the other one? The Ancient Warfare History Podcast. You guys ever hear of that?
No.
Oh, it's a bunch of old British dudes, or maybe there's an Irish guy in there too. The guy's name's Angus. I mean, how the fuck do you not listen to that?
Angus,
Oh, and
yes.
Angus is here. Hello, Angus. Oh, hello. Diddly, wankly, doodly, doodly. It's, other words the British use, and that's why we fought a war against them. But yeah, check it out because they do some really good, and they're all historians and they're all experts, and they'll talk about one particular topic, but they will all pull from their vast reserves of knowledge and research and say, well, that's not really true. Or, yeah, but the reason they did this was that, and the Roman phalanxes did this, and the Phoenicians did that. And yeah, really cool stuff. So if you just want to unplug from like politics and just chill on, oh, this is what happened in the past.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it is. It's Molyneux. I started listening to a lot of Molyneux, and of course, Aaron, I've listened to every podcast you put out except the hidden episodes when you're first starting, the lost episodes.
You get Mary Jo's boobies. Oh wait, I can put those on a CD and mail them to you if you want.
I remember I bought a thumb drive from you, and you sent it.
Okay.
And when it got to me, it was the package was all mangled up, and the drive was kind of bent, but it's still like I got the stuff out. That's more like a focus system.
Cappy,
Were you
Cappy
playing with some
regular
dogs
envelope.
before you put it in the mail, Aaron, or
Jeez.
what?
Run out.
No, I don't know what they're doing. How hard is it to mail a thumb drive? Jesus.
But I thought I was like, what the hell? But it played. So, but yeah, Molyneux, like it looks like he's in a hotel room and he's like up in a corner and he's, these little 20-30 minute things. And I don't know, I'm kind of burning out on him a little bit. He seems, it's the same thing, I guess if you're new to Stefan, you can soak up his stuff for a few months and be fine. But I've listened, and some of his stuff's good, but now it just seems, I don't know. He used to have on like Scott Adams more, and they would, be talking the Dilbert guy. And
I can't, but that's what he is. That's his specialty. And you'll burn out on any podcast. You will. That's why, I listened to Bill Burr for a while there, and I took a break, and then I went back, and you rotate through it. But yeah, if you're just looking to get away from politics, it's
I either want to be entertained or educated, and one of those two. So you talk about the history. I love that because I could live without a TV. I wouldn't need a TV. All I would need, be able to access podcasts and download documentaries off YouTube.
You'll be happy to know the center of my house will not be the TV. It'll be the window that looks over the mountains. It may not even have a TV.
I wouldn't have one if it wasn't my wife and kids. I wouldn't have one. I would not have a TV. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Another podcast, you go to this website called Rob Says. Now, there's debate he might be a pedo. Okay? I'm not saying one way or the other. He just people in Utah, they get bored, and some guys get all the wives, some guys are left with nothing, and you got to chase down little boys. Regardless, the point is that robsays.com. He has a pretty good
.net.
.net. Sorry, .net. Who got .com?
I don't know, but it's for sale, but it's like $5,000. I'm not paying $5,000 for robsays.com. Yeah.
Wow.
$5,000. I was like, I'm not that important. I'm not that neat. That's why it's .net.
You know what I paid for Podcast Pastor? Like $100. Like no one picked, and Podcast Priest, same thing. No one picked that up.
That's a golden idea. You talked about that.
I know.
That's mint.
I don't know what's harder, finding pretty women to show up on time and do what they said they're going to do, or to find real pastors who can't get over the fact that, yes, you have to pay me, and no, it's not simony or simonry or whatever they call that. Every pastor I've approached, well, how come you get half? I'm like, because I own the property, and you can get half, and you can do whatever you want with it. You could donate it to tithing or to, well, I don't know if I could participate then. I said, let me see the budget of your current church right now. Oh, look, the mortgage is more than half the expenses. I wonder if you're paying for property. Never mind. I'm half tempted to like put on a fake accent and do the preaching myself.
Dude, I will do it for you.
Are you an ordained pastor?
Rob?
I'm an ordained minister.
Oh my God, Rob.
For real.
That's your in.
What?
Rob does have a voice.
Are you?
That
Yes.
does.
Now, have you read the Bible, or you just mail order
the Bible.
ministry?
Both. I've read it, and I've also done mail order.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send me an email. We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, roar! 5'9".
That's right. And the Lord said, Aaron Clary, Mr. 5'9", you guys need to put 10% of your shekels into his kitty.
You know what it'll be? Your youth ministry would be the 5'9" ministry. Donate to the 5'9" ministry. We're gonna help out people in South America.
That's right, the 5'9ers.
Hang on, I think we might have a couple more. Nonstop trade $1.99. Love the bonus podcast episode. Thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to throw something in for people who do donate to the Patreon. Hang on, I gotta check the Patreon since Mary Jo did that video. It was 140 something yesterday. Today it is 150. Hey, someone took away their donation. Dang it. What happened? I was almost breaking 160. Who would do such a thing? Jeez. All right. That's it, guys. Go say hi to your family. Say hi to Jack for me. All right, Rob?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, Doc, let's get some golfing in before it snows. Like, kind of have your quasi retirement party if you got time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I want to fly down to Vegas. So also keep me.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that instead.
That's more of a treat to me.
No, Doc. You don't want to do that. You try to hit Aaron up for Vegas. Yeah, I got this going on. I got that.
What are you talking about?
Bullshit. Back in February, I hit you up, and yeah.
I was on my way out by February.
Dude, you had said to me and Vince and TJ, "Hey guys, I'm lonely here in Vegas. You should come down." And so I was like, "I'm your Huckleberry," and you fucking turned around. Oh well, I got this and whatever.
All right, well, find something else to do if you're not around. But yeah, no, completely, buddy. Checking out Southwest. Yeah, what is it? $150 to fly.
Oh God, it's dirt cheap. Yeah, once they get those flights going to Allegiant or something. So.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Next time I'm on the Masculine Geek, I'm going to do retard, Aaron.
Perfect.
Can I hang out with you?
Can I hang with you guys, please? You guys are pretty cool.
My friend. All right. I'll see you guys. We'll end the broadcast.
Right, Rob. Peace.
Toodles.
That's right.
All right.
And